This is Shelly Craft coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the Planet Microcap Showcase 2018 here in Las Vegas. I have with me today Joey Ricard, CloudPay Technologies. It's a private company. Joey, welcome to SNN Live.
Thank you for having me on, Shelly.
It's good to have you.
A pleasure. Thank you very much.
Now let's get started with a brief overview of the company and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so CloudPay Technologies is it's a SaaS-based vending smart retail kiosk system. We look at SaaS means software as a service. We provide a technology that streamlines the retail process and distribution through the kiosk system by creating software applications that integrate with these vending machines.
What's the history behind the company?
Yeah, so we originally founded this as an idea. We joked at a show we were actually talking at about creating a weed vending machine. And we were talking with vending machine manufacturers, and they said the biggest issue in the space is around the payment technology. So we've already created a QR tracking system for inventory, and I said, well, I can use a QR code to actually manage the payment processing side. And next thing you know, we created a weed vending machine. So we own weedmachine.com, and we've actually started creating these vending machines for different brands and partners in the industry.
So Joey, what's the market size?
That's a good question. The cannabis space in general is always moving. So we've seen, of course, the cannabis industry itself, Forbes said in 2027 would be $47 billion over the next 9 years. But if you analyze the alcohol beverage market, it right now is around $350 billion. The market can be a lot bigger. What we are focused on is actually building our technology. We see, of course, limitations on dispensaries and regulation, but our technology can incorporate into other avenues. One of the ones we've partnered with now is a company called Anytime CBD, and we've created a kiosk system that actually does CBD vending. So in cannabis, there's 115 different types of cannabinoids. CBD is one of the ones that doesn't have the psychoactive side effects but gets rid of inflammation. It's very easy to consume. It's hemp-based, so there's a lot less regulation headaches around it, and Senate has fast-track regulations on hemp to be approved. So that's a very scalable model. That machine we can roll out right now 50 to 100 machines a month. So we can put these machines out in the market very fast. And the CBD market, honestly, I think is a larger market than cannabis in general, because cannabis is a lot of recreational, a lot of medicinal, but CBD is something you take every day. It's today, I feel like it is where omega-3s were 20 years ago. So the CBD market is a huge market. You're talking, I mean, if cannabis is looking at 47 billion, CBD is probably another 100 billion. Together, you're looking at a 250, $300 billion actual market. It hasn't been tapped into yet, and that's where regulations, as it changes, just like alcohol currently is at 350 billion, you're going to see this actually unfolding over the next couple of years.
What's the competitive landscape like? I mean, that's a good follow-up question to that.
Yeah, so we've seen a couple companies coming into this, technology, trying to do vending machines, but a lot of vending machines are dumb machines, honestly. When you think about smartphones, you think about the old flip phone from Razor and not having limited technology. Ours are all technology stack-based, API-driven. From a competitor standpoint, there are people competing, but there's no one out there with the technology we have, like full integration solutions. Personally, ours are refrigerated. We can actually integrate facial recognition in the machines. We can do the full ID verification at the machine, which actually we've created it into the transaction process, which is probably better for IDing and tracking and tracing the seed to sale process than most of the dispensaries are doing currently.
How does the regulatory landscape work with your placement of machines in the market?
Great question, Shelly. So as we all know, there's a lot of regulation issues around the cannabis industry. And honestly, the dispensaries themselves are probably the most highly regulated per square foot retail space you can find. But we have seen a lot of changes. I mean, dispensaries themselves didn't exist 10 years ago, really, mainly on a regulation standpoint. So as regulations change, we're going to see a lot of impacts and movements in this industry, which is why you have to be able to see where it's going and plan around that in the future. Just like you see red boxes everywhere, and everyone saw the Blockbuster model before, now you don't see Blockbuster exist, and you see red box everywhere. So ultimately, if you have the right technology to do ID verification, whether it's cannabis or it's opioids or anything else, we believe that if you put the right technology out there, the market's going to take that technology to control those substances better. So we do see a future of these vending machines being everywhere and be able to distribute whatever it is, whether it's cannabis, it's CBD, or if it's pharmaceuticals.
What's your background?
Yeah, so my background is actually in technology, of course. I started a software company with a friend in India about 10 years ago. We have a very large web development company based there. And the great thing is I get to play and find interesting projects I love. And me and one of my partners invested money in building this out. I've done APIs, big data. I've created a blockchain tool for a wallet before. So I like to play in new technology, understanding things. And when we started running the numbers in cannabis and seeing like the issues and headaches you have with dispensaries, we're like, this is actually a huge opportunity. And it's, if you look at the future and where things will be, it's slowly going to chip away at alcohol sales, and it's going to become a larger and larger market. So, yeah.
Now, with what you can tell me, what are some growth drivers for the company?
Growth drivers, of course, is deregulation. That's always great because investor understanding of the market is happening. And then also using product, right? If you send a client some CBD, it removes the taboo idea of potheads, right, mentality. But you actually find out from a medical standpoint how it helps, like with inflammation on the body and everything else. That once you try the product, you realize how much it applies to you and that it helps you. So as people become more educated in the actual understanding of how cannabinoids actually affect epilepsy, Parkinson's, and all these other things, we're seeing that the understanding of the market's changing. A new light is being shedded on the industry. And as that happens and deregulation happens, this market's going to open very wide.
Joey, what's unique about CloudPay?
Honestly, it's a team we've built, right? So we have amazing people around us that understand technology and how to apply it to the industry. There's not many people utilizing data and compiling it in the way we are. And then also around the cannabis space, because it's been taboo for so long, there's a lot of information for grabs that you can really start to understand the product and really understand like how it affects people on the symptom level. And as you move into that industry and compiling that data, our background is creating information. So when it comes from information studies, there's a difference in data and information. Our forte is really focusing on creating that data into usable information.
Joey, what's your website? For more information for our investor audience, if you would.
Yeah, thank you. You can Google me as well. My name's Joey Ricard, R-I-C-A-R-D. Easy to find. Our company is cloudpaytech.com, and we also own weedmachine.com as well. So very easy to find. Love to talk to anyone in the industry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Ricard, CloudPay Technologies. It's a private company. I'm Shelly Kraft. This is SNN Live, and we're coming to you live from the Planet Microcap Showcase 2018 right here in Las Vegas. Joey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.